A complete Pharos Designer 2 project consists of the following elements. The project mode, which holds general project information, like location, author and features used. The 3 core programming elements. 1. Layout and patching of your fixtures. 2. Design of scenes and timelines. 3. Triggers that define when your lighting activates or changes. The network mode, which allows you to set up your hardware, and upload your project to the controller. Let's start a new designer project that will cover each of the core steps. Navigate to the Project tab and click here to start a new project. A new project wizard pop-up will prompt you to choose your controller. Let's select the LPC for this demo. You can always change the controller type later. Now that we have a new project started, we can add fixtures to the project. On the right is our fixture library, with thousands of fixtures to select from. For this example, we'll use a generic RGB fixture. Click once on the fixture to select it, move it into the layout, and click again to add it to your project. If you have lots of fixtures to add, you can turn off the auto finish feature in order to click and add fixtures one after another, without reselecting from the library. Copy and duplicate functions are covered in a following video. Click Finish when ready. After placing your fixtures, select them, and use the transform tools to align, justify, and evenly distribute them. On the left, our vertical fixture browser is keeping track of the fixtures we are adding to our project. We can also create our own groups for fixtures so that they can be easily programmed. Select your fixtures and use the New Group button to create and name a new group. You can see the created groups in the fixture browser. Fixtures can of course be part of multiple groups. Pharos Designer can host thousands of fixtures, and hundreds of groups in a single project. On the Patch tab, we simply drag the fixtures to the correct DMX addresses. Patching flexibility is covered in another video. Next, let's go to the Scene tab. I'll create a new scene, set the scene name, and select the fixtures to be part of this scene. A red outline indicates fixtures are selected. We can use the color and intensity controls below to design the scene. On any selection of fixtures, all changes are automatically saved. Let's create another one. Fixtures not programmed will not be operated by that scene. If you want a fixture to be off in a particular scene, you must select it and program it to be black, or set its intensity to 0%. If you want to confirm if a fixture is off, or ignored, a blue outline identifies the fixtures that are programmed within a scene. Let's create some more scenes. Scenes are one of the playback mechanisms that can control lights in a Pharos system. A scene is for recording static colors, color temperatures and intensities. For dynamic lighting effects, please see our timelines video. Note that additional groups can also be created in this tab. You can create hundreds of scenes, and by clicking you can easily preview them. Now let's go to the Trigger tab. Here we define when each scene should start or stop. Let's add a trigger so we can simulate our programmed scenes. For this demo we are going to use soft triggers. Soft triggers are intended to give you a manual button to operate trigger actions in the Simulate window, and on the controller's web server. There are many other trigger types which help you automate your project, which you can learn about in our triggers video. Once we create a soft trigger, a new trigger row is created. I'll call this trigger, Start Blue. Now I'll add an action to this trigger. I have many options, but for now I'll choose Start Scene, and choose the blue scene. I'll now set up a few more triggers to start and release the scenes we created earlier. As you can see, I can add triggers and actions from 2 different locations. Starting and releasing scenes are separate actions, as multiple scenes can run simultaneously, and stop independently. I am using a toggle action, to switch between start, and release. To visualize the result when multiple scenes are playing simultaneously, I can simulate the project with Pharos Designer. Let's have a look at the Simulate tab. I'm going to select Project, which will show my triggers as buttons. This starts all blue. The second starts all green, with one fixture black, and one unaffected. The third trigger releases my all-green scene. The fixtures turn blue again, as the blue scene is still active. Our smart playback engine keeps track of the scenes in use, and the order and priority they were started, easily managing multiple scenes concurrently. The fourth trigger toggles the red left scene to start and release. With the fifth trigger I toggle red on for the right fixtures. With the last trigger I can toggle the yellow bar in the center on. Note that both the blue and red scenes are still active. I turned the yellow scene off, as well as the red scene. We call the hierarchy of this type of playback, last action takes precedence. Pharos can also control timelines and dynamic effects, which we'll look at in the next Getting Started video.